Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Des and today I wanted to talk to you about pocket notebooks. So I have always loved little notebooks in general, but especially little ones, and even more so little chunky notebooks like this Moleskine. I just love how portable they are. And I also find them a lot less intimidating because it's not just like a huge blank page staring at you. It's smaller, it's easier to fill, and it's less scary to use. Last year, I used this pocket Moleskine notebook as sort of a commonplace book. You can see I had a key here. It was a bit messy, and I experimented in it a lot. I even used it towards the end as a reading journal for 2024 that eventually turned into an actual pocket notebook for reading notes specifically. But yeah, so this is kind of where it started. I didn't necessarily number this one. I'm calling it the Pocket Commonplace number 0 because it was kind of my starting place and my experiment, my very first try at the pocket notebook. And I'm also a software engineer, so the urge to start things at 0 is real. So this was last year's notebook, and then naturally, this year, I decided to start with a pocket notebook from Field Notes. This is what the inside looks like, and I absolutely adore this notebook, this tiny little notebook. I mentioned in my 2024 Techo Kaigi that I was a little bit afraid of using it just because the paper in this is really nice. It's really thick. It handles fountain pens pretty well, but I was just so afraid to use it. But I eventually got used to it, and it became a really important part of my life, really. So this was my key, and I like to start my commonplace books with a key and a little quote. So these are kind of what the spreads look like. A lot of tracking things about books, crochet projects I'm working on, stationery things. I tracked a lot about video games, specifically Cozy Grove and Animal Crossing New Horizons in here. That's my rep code for Mary Berry's studio. A lot of the stickers in here are from her shop. In fact, these ones are as well. Sometimes they're just like little journaling entries, random things. I wrote about some dinners that we planned for the week. Sometimes I write like TBRs in here, chapter trackers, little quotes. Shopping lists, crochet project, and that was the whole notebook. I wrote a little outro here, kind of talking about why I'm calling this pocket commonplace book number 1 and why the other one is 0. And that was my first true like pocket commonplace book where I really figured out what I like to use it for, and this went everywhere with me. It's a little dirty because I had it in a leather cover and that kind of like rubbed off on here, but I took it everywhere with me. And along with this multi-pen, this is a Uni Jetstream 4-and-1, so it's black, blue, green, red pens, and then if you push down the clip, you get a pencil. So there's a pencil here, and there's actually an eraser in the top. It's really awesome. I love this pen. So that pen also goes everywhere with me. So that was the first pocket commonplace book. And then once I finished that, I needed a new notebook, and I had kind of an obsession with the chunky notebooks. So I got this notebook at Barnes & Noble, and it's a Cavallini Papers Co notebook. They have a lot of different styles of this same notebook. Some have like flowers, they have one that has like planets on it and stuff, but I've been really loving birds, so I got the bird one. So this is Pocket Commonplace number 2. And so this is the first page, Commonplace number 2. I started it June 14th of this year. My key here, and you'll notice I haven't filled out the key completely. And when I first started this notebook, I had not filled out the key completely either. I kind of filled it in as I went. And so I put in things that I know I still want to track and things that aren't going to change. But I left a couple of them blank because I haven't been commonplacing about them, those topics anymore. Another quote here. These star stickers are from Mary Berry Studio, and these letters and number stickers are from Easy and Oaks Paper Co. I have a discount code for them as well, and I really love their stickers. They're very cute. So I had a lot of fun putting these in here. So I skipped this weird first page. I did a currently inked, and I wrote down my ARC TBR, my advanced reading copies, set list for a concert I went to, TBR for the month of June, a chapter tracker. I hadn't fully finished this book in the previous notebook, so I copied it over from where I was at in that notebook, so chapter 28. This is my notes for making crochet scrunchies. And then at this point, I started experimenting with daily logs. I do keep a Hobonichi Cousin as a journal, but the size of it keeps me from carrying it around and writing in it consistently. So I was playing around with the idea of having a logbook where I just write exactly what happened every day. And so I tried this out while we were on a trip and decorated them really quick. We went to the Redwoods, and I wrote what we did each day so that we wouldn't forget. And I really like the way I decorated these pages. And then I ended that section with a little quote. And I made like a little collage here when I got home. And I was really liking these daily log pages, so I kept playing with it when we got back too. And at this point, I decided I really liked having a logbook basically like this, and I had done some, I guess, research into similar systems, and I decided that it would be helpful for me to have a logbook, like a separate daily logbook. So I ordered this pocket Moleskine daily planner, and I'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, set list for concert, and then another chapter tracker for what I'm currently reading. And I have just a Hobonichi pencil board in here and a little paper clip from Sticky Club to mark my spot. And that's all I have in here so far. This is gonna take me a really long time to fill up, but also I don't like to be intimidated by having too nice of a notebook or having too few pages. So I think having so many pages is going to make me feel less precious about this notebook. Like if I mess it up, I can just turn to the next page. So I think this will be good for me. I'm liking it so far. It's definitely different to have lined pages versus the grid pages in the field notes. Because in the field notes, I would do these margins on the side, and I could write notes in the side, and that's where I'd put like my commonplace dot and things. And so I'm having to be a little bit more creative in this notebook with how I lay out my pages, but I don't mind it so far. And then this also has like a little, not a full envelope, but a little slot in the back, and that's where I keep my commonplace dots. These are from Stalogy. They're the smallest ones. I think they're 5mm paper dot stickers, and I have just a bunch of colors, and they come in a pack with an absolute ton of them. So I keep those in the back. And yeah, that's my pocket commonplace book, which I take everywhere with me. I am very attached to my commonplace book, my pocket notebook. I just really love having a place to write things down and a place that I can put things that I need to reference in as well. So this is very important to me and very special. And then, as I mentioned, the Moleskine daily planner, pocket-sized. I was a little bit hesitant to do this notebook because I have heard not great things about the paper. It's pretty thin. It does not handle fountain pen ink very well. And yeah, I think next year I will try to either get a Leuchtturm. They make a pocket daily planner as well. And I really like the layout of theirs, and I really like Leuchtturm's paper, so I might do that next year. Or if I really end up not loving this paper, I will maybe just do like a Hobonichi A6. But they're not as chunky as this Moleskine. So I ordered this, and since this is a 2024 planner and it's halfway through the year, it was very affordable. You can get them, depending if you want hardcover or soft cover, from like $10. I think this was $11, which is great. And I don't feel as bad about not having all of the pages filled out. I might go back and fill them out because I do use an app on my phone called Dailyo. I'm obsessed with it, 100% recommend it. It's kind of a logging app, and you put in like your mood, and you can put like notes on how you're feeling, but also like the things that you're doing, and it can help you draw correlations between things and how things make you feel. But something else I really love about that app is you can put like journal entries in it, and you can put pictures on it and everything. And I've been using that since January. I think I started using it like mid-January. So I have like a ton of journal entries in there. That also means that I could backfill some of this book, which might be fun. I'll show you the inside. I haven't really decorated much. I put my email in here in case I lose it. I really, really hope I don't lose it. These pages are obviously very thin. You can see through them. These monthlies are so tiny. These are basically unusable. But I was thinking about maybe putting a color-coded dot based on my mood for the day. I don't do like pen and paper mood tracking, but in Dailyo, it will like average out your moods for the day and give you like a color on your scale. And so I think that might be kind of fun. Like I have these zig dot markers, and I think I could like do a dot depending on my mood for the day. Because these boxes are so tiny, I don't think I could fit anything in there. I don't have small handwriting, so that's that. It has 2025 calendar as well. Yeah. A couple of random pages that I don't think I'll use. And then you start into these daily pages. So this is what the daily page looks like. You know, day of the week, month, day. And then on the left-hand side, you do have 8 a.m. through 20. So I guess 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You have little icons down here for the weather and the temperature. And then on the right-hand side, you have a little note about what week of the year it is. And so it's pretty minimal, and I really like that about it. The pages are quite small, but the fact that it's so minimal makes me like less afraid to write in it. I'm just trying not to be precious with this notebook, and it's going really well so far. I do ignore this timeline on the left-hand side, and I kind of just write things as they happen in here. So I've only been using this for a little bit. I went in, and the daily logs that I had filled out in my commonplace notebook, I rewrote into here. So in here, I really just write about things that happen during the day. And sometimes it's just like, I'm tired today, work was fine, we watched a show before bed, kind of an ordeal. and I love how mundane it is, and I love having this like log of my life. I'm trying out like little icons. This is like I finished a book, so I tried to draw like a really terrible little book. Missed a couple of days, and then this is when I started using just this book, I think. Yeah, so this is what these pages look like right now. This is today, so I haven't really written anything yet, but I'm kind of using this as a place to just have fun. So I'm not holding myself to a theme or anything. I'm just slapping down stickers that I feel like using at the time. And it's actually helping me use up my sticker sheets. So like this air balloon sticker was from a sticker sheet that only had a couple of stickers left, and so I just slapped one down in here to kind of use it up. Basically so I can get more. So yeah, that's how I'm using this right now. I've got some little icon stickers in the back here. It does come with a little bit of icon stickers. I don't know if I'll use those, but it does come with like these letters, which might be useful, and it comes with these little labels as well. So these I think some people put them over the embossed part, but I like the way that that looks. I'll probably use this to label the spine when I'm done with this book so that it looks nice on my shelf. So that's basically what this looks like. The reason I really like having a logbook like this is, first of all, my memory is terrible. So I like to keep track of what I did during the day. It actually helps me remember what happened too. And I also find it very useful to have this for filling out my Hobonichi cousin as well. It might seem redundant, and it is, because effectively I'm keeping this similar information in the Dailyo app, in this logbook, as well as in the weeklies of my Hobonichi cousin. So yes, it is repeated information, but I really don't mind it, and I won't pick up my Hobonichi cousin during the day most of the time. I won't carry it around with me. Sometimes I'll sit down and like dedicate some time to it during the day. But this I really can carry around with me and just make little notes as things are happening. And I find that I forget less when I do that as well. Because even in Dailyo, if I am just sitting down at the end of the day to like make a little journal entry, I find that I miss a lot of things. I still don't necessarily remember everything. So when I think of something interesting or I have like a special little moment, I will stop and like write it down in here. And I love the idea of being able to flip through this in the future too. So yeah, that's kind of my current obsession right now is pocket notebooks. I could do kind of a mid-year Techo Kaigi for you guys if you want, like in a separate video. But like these two are like my main notebooks right now, and then the cousin, that's mostly it. Oh, the other thing I think that this is useful for is backdating, like backfilling my 5-year journal. So I have a Hobonichi 5-year Techo as well, and I'm really, really horrible with keeping up with it. It's hard for me to do every day, and I want to be able to just like sit down like at the end of the week on like a Sunday or something, and I can just pick out my favorite things from my day in my logbook and write a couple of sentences in here. I think that that will really help me. Maybe I can let you guys know how it's going in a couple of months. But yeah, I also have, I love pocket-sized things. This is my sketchbook, my pocket sketchbook. This is a spread I did for our trip to the Redwoods, and I had like the stamps from the visitor centers at the park too. I love collecting the stamps, so like I would get all these stamps in my sketchbook. And then also, yeah, my reading notes journal, which maybe I'll do a separate video on that. So these notebooks have kind of consumed me in the last couple of weeks / months. and I feel really good about it. I really like this little system because I don't have to pick up any other notebooks during the day. Really, I don't even have to pick up my commonplace book. I just have to fill out my logbook, which is so helpful when I don't have a lot of energy for journaling or really anything. So yeah, I really like this. Oh, also, I was thinking about putting a sticker on this. I like how it looks plain, but I also have a really large sticker collection. I was thinking about this Lee Ellickson sticker. It's really pretty. I might do that, and then I'll like put my pen in here. So it's possible that the sticker will get ruined over time. That looks nice. These look really cute together. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to me ramble about pocket notebooks for however long this ends up being. Do you also have an obsession with chunky little notebooks like this? Because I just can't get over it. I love how chunky these are. They're so cute. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon in the next one. Bye!